You know that feeling scrolling through social media and everyone just seems so perfect.
Oh, absolutely. That curated perfection.
Yeah, it creates this real pressure, doesn't it, to present yourself a certain way online, even if, behind the screen it's totally different.
It's a real tightrope walk for sure.
Well, today we're diving deep into someone who lives this pretty much daily. Chi. She's a really interesting content creator on TikTok.
Right. And TikTok's reach is just huge, isn't it? So
Mhm.
many people will know her or at least have seen her stuff.
Exactly.
We've been looking at this recent interview she did. It's actually a great way to look into, online creativity, finding yourself, all that.
Yeah, that's the plan for this deep dive. We want to get past the surface, really understand Chi-Chi's journey, her thoughts on being authentic creatively, how she sees herself,
Yeah. And how she handles the ups and downs of a digital career.
for sure. And maybe see what her story tells us about, the bigger picture for her generation, that whole quest of figuring out who you are.
Mm.
Our insights are mainly from this YouTube interview on Vietcetera. It was really good.
Yeah, it was. So where should we start?
Okay, let's get into it. Maybe start with that online versus offline thing.
Sounds good, because one of the first things that jumped out at me was her saying there isn't actually a huge gap between her online self and her offline self.
Right. She seemed pretty comfortable saying that, like, it's not much of an act for her.
Yeah, which is, kind of contrary to what you often hear, right? That online personalities are totally different in real life.
Totally. And she actually had the opposite experience in a way. She said she was surprised people found her friendly in person after she got known online,
Oh, interesting.
especially because she used to be quite introverted. She even said she felt invisible back in school.
Wow, so the online space maybe allowed something else to come out.
It kind of seems like it. It makes you think, doesn't it? How sometimes online platforms can let different parts of us show up.
Definitely. It gives people maybe a different kind of stage, somewhere they feel they can connect or express things they wouldn't normally, like you said, someone who felt unseen.
Now has this big online following. But it wasn't instant, was it?
No, not at all. She talked about not having much confidence at first, putting herself out there online. It took time.
I remember that part.
Yeah.
She even mentioned, like, only feeling okay singing alone in the bathroom initially.
Yeah. Which is so relatable.
A long way from TikTok, right?
Absolutely. It really
Oh.
shows that journey, Stepping out of your comfort zone bit by bit. The bathroom is safe, no judgment.
A necessary step, maybe?
Could be before you share with, everyone.
And she said the positive feedback was huge for her. The likes, the comments. That's what helped her build confidence and keep going.
Mm-hmm. That validation, it can be a really powerful driver, especially when you're just starting out and feeling vulnerable.
Yeah, that online feedback loop.
It's a massive part of the creator experience, for better or worse. But for her, it sounds like it was mostly empowering early on.
So on the flip side, though, negativity. How does she handle that?
Well, she actually said she's been quite lucky, hasn't had a ton of really bad comments.
Which is pretty amazing online, honestly. Maybe it's her community or just luck.
Could be a bit of both. But her strategy for what she does get is interesting. She focuses on the positive stuff, constructive feedback.
And just ignores the purely mean comments.
Pretty much. She filters it deliberately, chooses not to engage.
Smart. Good for mental health in that space.
Yeah.
She linked it to, like, wanting positive energy, life being short.
Exactly. Why waste energy on trolls?
Makes total sense. It's like proactive self-care online.
Yeah, deciding where you put your attention, crucial.
Okay, let's talk about how she sees herself, her self-perception. She mentioned feeling chow-fi in the past.
Yeah, that term. She used it to mean like feeling a bit awkward or clumsy, maybe not fitting in.
Right. And she admits that even with the online confidence, there's still some underlying insecurities.
Which feels very real, doesn't it? What we show isn't always the whole picture inside.
Definitely not.
And that confidence often doesn't just like spread everywhere. She might feel confident doing her TikToks because she knows that.
But maybe less secure in a new situation like filming with two people. She mentioned that.
Exactly. It shows confidence can be specific to certain areas. It's not always a blanket thing.
Yeah, domain specific. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
She also described herself as vodu volovomia.
Which means sort of carefree, not worrying too much.
Yeah, kind of carefree, not overthinking. She sees it as a strength, but also knows it worries people sometimes, like about her future planning.
Ah, that classic double-edged sword. Good for spontaneity and creativity, maybe.
But maybe not so great for long-term plans in some people's eyes.
It's that tension, isn't it? Living in the moment versus planning ahead. Very relatable for a lot of young people.
Speaking of the future, there was that little anecdote about the tarot reading.
Oh, yeah. Saying opportunities were coming, but she needed to focus.
Yeah, it was a neat little bridge into talking about her career path. What stood out to you there?
Well, the family angle was interesting, how they initially weren't keen on artistic careers.
But then came around to accept her passion.
Right. That shift kind of mirrors maybe broader changes in how people view creative jobs, across generations.
True. And it's interesting she studied tourism first,
Yeah, not directly related now, but she said she got good things from it.
like etiquette, understanding different cultures, stuff that probably helps even now, indirectly.
Exactly. Shows how different experiences can feed into where you end up, even if it's not obvious at the time.
And then this shift to music, which she said was always an interest.
Mm-hmm. And it ties into travel, too, which links back to the tourism thing in a way.
Yeah. Then there's the story behind her song, Someone.
Right, that came out of being bored during quarantine,
Yeah,
feeling useless.
yeah. Just a simple process, she
Mhm.
said, which reflects her personality. Amazing how creativity can just pop up like that.
Totally. A song about something deep like identity born from boredom. You just never know.
And that theme, Kung Hung Bun Second, the identity crisis feels so incredibly relevant right now.
Oh, massively. She talked about how it seems more common now, especially when you have so many choices.
Right, the pressure between like the expected path, corporate job, whatever, and what you actually want to do.
Absolutely. The sheer number of options can almost be paralyzing, can't it? Trying to find your place amidst all that noise and expectation.
Definitely a modern struggle. Okay, how about her TikTok breakthrough, that first viral hit?
Ah, yes, the Hi Bante Kasem sound my two hands.
Which was meant for kids, right?
Yeah,
But blew up with a dance trend.
exactly. Totally unexpected. And she had mixed feelings, excited at first, then kind of overwhelmed because it was everywhere.
I can imagine. Shows how fast things move online and how unpredictable virality is.
For sure. You create something for one reason, and it just takes on a life of its own. Can be thrilling, but also a bit much.
And how she uses trending sounds now is interesting too.
Yeah, she makes a distinction, doesn't she? Between ones with easy lyrics and ones she has to get more creative with.
Seems like she enjoys putting her own spin on things, not just copying.
Which is key, I think. Engaging with trends, but keeping your own voice. That's a tricky balance.
Then there's the Bundy and Tom song about the shrimp paste noodle dish.
Haha, yes. That's such a perfect example of her creative style.
Totally random, funny, born from a real craving during lockdown.
And dealing with background noise while filming.
Yeah. It wasn't some grand plan, just everyday life sparking an idea.
It's great. Shows creativity doesn't have to be super serious or planned out. Inspiration can be in, well, a bowl of noodles.
Find in the ordinary, right?
Exactly.
So, thinking about identity again, her song's theme, how does she see that identity crisis now?
Well, she kind of sees it as maybe a lifelong question, not something you just solve and you're done.
More like an ongoing journey.
Yeah, more accepting of the process, maybe. That identity isn't fixed, it keeps evolving.
And she thinks even people who look successful on the outside might still be questioning things.
Right, she told that story about the fan's brother who seemed to have it all but still connected with her song about feeling lost.
It's a good reminder. External success doesn't always mean inner peace.
Absolutely. There's always that deeper human stuff going on, isn't there? The search for meaning, fulfillment,
Yeah.
beyond just the job title or the bank balance.
Her own definition of a happy life sounded quite simple.
Peaceful.
Yeah, grounded. Doing what she enjoys, sharing with people, not chasing fame or money too hard.
It feels quite refreshing, actually, in today's world.
It does. Maybe reflects a shift towards valuing, well-being and connection more.
And musically, who influences her?
She mentioned Bruno Major
Oh, nice.
and the Vietnamese band Ingot. She likes that their music is meaningful, maybe even healing.
And she wants to bring some of that into her own stuff, but keep her style.
Exactly. So they're clearly shaping where she wants to go creatively, making music that connects on a deeper level. Okay, shifting gears a bit. Let's talk about love. What were her thoughts there?
Her first reaction was just feeling loved.
Simple but powerful.
Yeah, and she pictured hugging her dad after a long day. Just that basic comfort and security.
Oh, that's lovely. And her zodiac sign came up, Gemini.
It did. She said being a Gemini means she doesn't want things too peaceful or boring in a relationship.
Okay. So she likes calm, unique dates, quiet tea shops, beautiful spots.
But also needs some excitement, some ups and downs.
Sounds like a Gemini thing, maybe.
Eh.
Wants stability and spice.
Finding that balance, yeah. What makes her feel most cherished, though?
She said it was really about being cared for, especially compared to past times where she felt like she had to do the chasing.
Ah, so feeling that reciprocity, feeling valued.
Yeah, she even seemed a bit surprised by it, like it was a really significant feeling for her.
That makes sense. Feeling truly seen and supported is huge.
And love even inspires her work, right?
Hmm.
The washing dishes video.
Yeah. Sparked by something sweet her partner did. It shows how those little everyday moments of connection can turn into creative fuel.
It really links personal life and art. What about love languages?
She leans towards acts of service, especially with family. More than words.
Like the story about giving her dad an iPad for his birthday.
Exactly. That action meant more to her and maybe to him than just saying happy birthday or I love you. Shows how we all express and feel love differently.
Definitely. And she's learning from her current relationship, too, about reciprocating care.
Yeah, and expressing emotions more openly. Even with her family, it sounds like she's really consciously working on that.
That's real growth, isn't it? That self-awareness in relationships.
Very much so. Understanding that it takes active effort from everyone involved.
So overall, how does she stay positive? That carefree nature helps.
Seems like it's partly just her personality, that Votu side, but also a conscious choice to focus on the good stuff.
Even though ignoring negativity is hard.
Oh yeah, she acknowledged that. But she believes in, like, cultivating positivity from within, that what you put out, you attract back.
Taking charge of your own emotional weather, basically.
Yeah, I like that. The power of mindset.
Okay, last big topic. Her tattoos. They all seem to have stories.
They really do. Each one marks something specific.
The first one sounded quite significant.
Yeah.
About breaking out of a box.
Yeah, representing leaving restrictions behind for her music career around age 20, chaos turning into something new.
And she got it without asking her mom first. Just apologized later.
Huh, yeah, a bit rebellious. Shows her determination to follow her path, I guess.
Then the floral band with the C, that was more straightforward.
Yeah, just liking bohemian style at the time and her initial. Simple enough.
And serum. That one made me laugh.
Me too. So self-deprecating. From when she disliked her name in French class, shows tattoos can be fun and ironic too, right? Just capturing a moment.
Totally. What about the cat?
A memorial for a lost pet combined with 3 musical notes for Meow.
Oh, that's sweet. Blending loss and music.
And the vitamin C tablet dissolving with musical notes.
Yeah, what was that about?
Mhm.
Energy. Healing.
Yeah, all that, plus a playful image of music kind of fizzing out. It's quite creative.
Very unique. And her idea for the next one? The toast.
Oh my gosh, the buttered toast face down.
With butterfly wings. Called Butterfly My Bum.
Aha, yes. It's wonderfully weird and optimistic, symbolizing future opportunities, pursuing passions. Just very her.
It really captures her quirky, hopeful spirit.
Definitely.
Well, this has been fascinating. Thanks for joining this deep dive into Qixi's world.
Yeah, it was great to explore. We covered so much authenticity online, dealing with negativity, self-doubt, creativity.
That whole journey of finding yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you, our listener, go about your day, maybe think about that, how we all shape our identities, try to connect authentically, especially in this digital age.
Yeah, reflect on your own journey, maybe. That balance between your online self and your offline self.
Something we're all navigating, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. And it'll be really interesting to see what Qixi does next, musically and creatively.
Definitely looking forward to it.